and today we are going to do just a little bit of Christmas in July. So I thought it'd be fun to just make a few little things that are gift ideas that you guys can start thinking about as things that while we have extra time, we could actually maybe spin out and get some items made and ready. So what we were going to do today is this super easy hot pad. For those of you guys that have been following me for a while, we did this a couple years ago, I think 2 years ago, over 2 years ago, and it's just a really easy hot pad to do. And we are actually going to use these buffalo plaid fabrics is what we're going to use for today. Although I do have some of this fabric in stock and it is on sale. I don't know, maybe like $6 a yard of some Christmas fabric. Hi Laura, it's good to see you. Let me know where you guys are. But all the Christmas fabric is on sale that comes from these collections. The buffalo plaid and things like that are not on sale. I could look and see what the prices are of these fabrics real fast maybe. And let you guys know. I can't remember what they all are. But let me go ahead and fix something real fast, and let me go like this, and let's change the post that we're gonna so that you guys can find the instructions for this hot pad. So there's a post that I have that has the step out instructions for this hot pad in the post, and then it also has gobs of other Christmas ideas and things in there. And I think on Wednesday we might do the cozy soup bowl that with the curved edge of the soup bowls on Thursday. So that's, let me activate this. So if you guys are wanting to see where the pattern is and where to get more information, then you know where to go. On Facebook, you just say, I'd like to see the hot pad pattern, or, you know, where do I go to find this? Just say that in the comments, and over on YouTube, it's down in the description of the video of where to go and find these things. So let's go ahead and get started. Let me see what questions there are. I've switched my screen. We've got Lynette. Lynette, we've got some I Spy squares to send to you. And I want to do another virtual shopping, if you don't mind. I don't know if you have time today. And we've got Bertolina from Costa Rica. I don't think I said your name right. Jane, hi Jane, from South Wales. And we've got from Maryland. And we've got Liz Boyce that I actually was chatting with this morning. And it's just so much fun. So much fun. So let's get started. Let's talk a little bit about what we need for this. And I want to show you how this hot pad works. So all you're doing is you're layering fabric together. You sew one time around the circumference of this. So I'm going to turn this inside out and show you guys what this looks like. It is so easy. I'm sure you guys might have already sewn some of these. Hello, Jean from Alabama. How is the weather, you guys? I'm still sewing outside. It's a little warm, but I still do it. Okay, so right here, we're starting out with 10-inch squares. And what we're doing is we're going to layer them together. And we can layer them together so that it's in like a square pattern or in a diagonal pattern is how we're going to do this. Let me know if you guys have made these or not. Just give me a comment and let me know if you guys have done this. Hello, Louise from Phoenix. And what's the weather like where you're at? It's been a little warm, but we did a whole photo shoot all day yesterday, and it was a lot of fun. Okay, so the thing that you do with these is you're going to start out with 10-inch squares. So I'm going to cut a few of those, and then I am using a piece of thermolam batting. You don't need to do that. I have a bolt of it, so why not, right? So I've got some thermolam batting. I have got old batting, this is a great project to use up some old batting squares, which is a lot of fun. And then I am, as I said, going to use, and I've got brand new bolts. I have probably like maybe 4 or 5 of these bolts downstairs, and they're available for sale. So if anybody's interested in this, and these are not on sale, but these fabrics are, these cute little fabrics right here. These are newer fabrics, but some of our older fabrics are on sale. So I'm going to use the red and the black and white buffalo plaid. Gosh, it'd be kind of fun to do just red and black, or the black and white with just black. Gosh, it's so hard to decide what to do, right? So I'm going to cut some of this off here. Let me just get a strip that is 10 inches. I'm going to just cut some off real quickly. Go like that. And I think that'll be, well, and I'll cut it down in just a minute. But I just want you guys to see, so you can even use fabrics from your stash. And you could use summertime fabrics for this project. So you've got like a fun barbecuing fabric, or not a fabric, but just something fun and playful, and make a hot pad for outside to barbecue. So there's lots of different options of things that you can do. So let's go ahead and let's bring around the camera, because I am going to layer these fabrics. And I wanted to show you how I do this and how I layer fabrics, because I'm going to just stack a layer together and then I'm going to cut them all at once. So that way it's easier for me, okay? And I'm going to do this so when we switch the camera to the overhead view, you're going to see what I'm doing, okay? So I've got this then folded this way, and I'm not going to worry about the, that I'm following this, the buffalo plaid exactly perfect, okay? We're not going to try to match all of those seams. And I'm going to just layer it like that and cut out a 10-inch square. So let's go ahead and flip the camera around. I just want you to have an idea of what I'm doing, because we're going for this size right here, 10 inches. So I'm going to just layer that on and we're going to go for it. So let me flip the camera around, and can you guys vote? Should we make this? I could turn my volume down. Okay, let me see. Move to your sunroom, which is air conditioned. I love it. Okay, so which way should we make it? Should we make it diagonal or make it squared? So let me know in the comments, should we do a diagonal one or a squared one? So anyway, so let's go ahead and flip that camera for you guys. So you've got a good camera view. So you can see my working surface right here. I've got my sewing machine, a ruler, and some other items right here. And we are gonna just bring this out like that. And I am gonna clean off this edge with the selvages right here. Okay, so that's gonna be my very, very first step, is to just clean these off. And since I'm using the layers of this, I might actually go 9 inches. You just never really, I mean, any kind of thing is great. As long as you're working with the square, you can do this as a mug rug, you could do it as a hot pad, you can do it any way you want to do it. So remember, these are just ideas that are being shared, and it's almost like folding a box, a cardboard box. So let's see here. Let me see what I've got. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I've got 10, just about. We could go ahead and do that. And let me make sure I've got 10 going over here. I sure do. Okay, let's go with our 10. So remember, you can really go with any size that you want to do. Okay, so I am actually cutting here, how many layers? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I'm cutting 8 layers all at once, is what I am doing. And this comes over here. So I'm going to cut at this 18-inch mark. You might not be able to see this, and right over here. So I'm going to lay my ruler down and just go ahead and trim that and throw that off to the side. Bring this over here, and actually, I think I just might have hit that wrong. We're going to just pivot this. Let me see. I think we're going to have to go down to 9 inches because I just cut that wrong, but that's okay. Should have had things pre-cut, but I want you guys to be able to see how I cut things out in layers. So I have everything ready for me just right here. All right, I'm going to set aside this larger ruler. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we also need to cut our batting layer. So let's take this, and you could use 2 layers of batting. Just grab any batting scrap. I save all my batting scraps. Do you guys save your batting scraps? I'm so curious. I'm just so curious. If you guys Save your batting scraps. I really save mine. How do you organize your batting scraps? I'm also curious about that too. So I am going to just use, you could use 2 layers of batting, or you could use 1 layer of batting and 1 layer of thermolam. If you use thermolam, you definitely cannot, and I repeat, cannot microwave it. So if you're making like hot potato things to microwave, you do not want to microwave it, all right? So I'm gonna go ahead and cut this on this side. And once again, I'm using and I'm cutting my batting in multiple layers, okay? So I've got multiple layers right here, and that kind of makes things a little bit faster for when you're trying to get multiple projects out and maybe making a bunch of gifts, and you streamline it a little faster. And let's bring this over. I'm gonna cut this at the 9-inch mark. Don't want it, when you do live videos, you kind of, so you can see here I've got this two layers of batting and 1 layer of thermolam. So I'm going to go ahead, and I could use just the 2 layers of batting, but since I have thermolam, I'm going to go ahead and use it. I'm going to teach you guys how to use it. So let's go ahead and set these things aside. Now, the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to set up our layers. Did anyone say, oh, you save yours in a plastic bin? Yes, I have a long arm, so I have a skinny bin that goes underneath, and I can put it underneath my long arm table underneath it. And so I have bins of these down there, and then sometimes I've got like gift bags of smaller pieces, not gift bags, but like those shopping bags, or you get like free bags or whatever. Sometimes I use that too. Okay, let's get ready to layer this. So I want to be able to show you how to do that. This is the side, when you're working with thermolam, this is going to be the side that reflects the heat. So you want your heat to be on, your thermolam to be on this side. And that side would be this side of the mat, okay? Because we're going to use this side right here as the actual mat, all right? And there's no quilting. You could make this quilted by quilting the original piece, but we're not going to worry about that, all right? So what we're going to do is we want this side right here. I always have this be a darker fabric. So you can see on this one, oh, here, this one's quilted. See how that's quilted on there? Not sure if you can see those lines. You can see here on this one, once again, I used the black fabric, okay? So this is what it looks like when you have it all laid out. So anyways, that's what I always do. This one, I did a darker fabric because when you kind of grab a cookie sheet, this is the side that's going to get maybe a little bit dirtier when you're using the hot pad. So I always go with a darker color right here. Now, as you're layering this, we're going to put that darker color popped up, all right? And then we are now going to take 4 pieces of fabric and we're going to lay that on top of here. So let's go ahead and do the square method. Let me see if any of us, yes, you save it and use it for stuffed toys. Great idea. You organize them by throwing them into Ziploc bags. Good idea. The diagonal, please, Jane says. The triagonal. Yeah, okay, you guys are all saying the diagonal. Let's do that. Because I think the diagonal might be kind of fun with some of the, with this buffalo plaid, to kind of see the buffalo plaid on point instead of just a square. Put, you know, kind of mix it up with a little bit of diagonal right there. So I'm going to go ahead and press 4 of these in a diagonal pattern. And I'll do these one at a time, okay, guys? I won't go too crazy. Okay, so let's go ahead and do another one. And we're going to just press these out at the diagonal. And remember, it's like folding a cardboard box closed, all right? So it's like folding a cardboard box closed. And if you go to my blog post, there are step out instructions I actually don't think I have a handout on this post. I don't think I do. Okay, so I've got 2 of the white and black, and I love how classy the buffalo plaid is because it could be really used any time of the year. Here's one more of the buffalo plaid, because remember, we're gonna have 4 pieces of the 10-inch fabric on the top. And remember, we made these hot pads? So this was the easy cookie sheet hot pad. Do you see how they match and they're just so fun all together? I love them. I just love these. Okay, so this is my fabric that is right next. Let's go ahead and just review this layering. Right next to the thermolam, or it's going to be the fabric that is next to the 2 layers of batting. Don't put yourself out and go and buy that. Now I'm going to show you with this first. We're going to lay the black and white buffalo plaid down. And let's see here. Could you use jean in the back, or is it too bulky? No, you could definitely use jeans. You just would want to make sure you have a denim needle on. Okay, so now we're going to just layer this around in a circle, picking up those layers as we go along. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and put this one on, and we're just doing 1, 2, and 3. When I lay this one down, I am actually going to pick up this layer and tuck it underneath. So it's almost like you're folding a cardboard box. All right? And then sometimes I actually take another scrap of fabric and I put it right here on this back side. I kind of call this, you guys can remember this maybe in some of my other patterns, but this is the fabric you won't really see. It's in there. So you could actually use just like a muslin or any kind of fabric right here, because when you unfold the pattern, if you stuck your hand in there, instead of touching the batting, I like to have, I don't know, I like cotton really a lot. Do you know what I mean? I love cotton. So I'm going to just grab a piece of fabric. Let's just find anything. Oh, let's do the Santas, you guys. Doesn't that look cute? I know we won't see this, but let's just do it for fun. I have had this Santa fabric and I've been dying to use it. So we'll have Santa peek out in there. And you guys, I don't normally cut my fabric like this, but we're going to just do this for fun. So let me set this aside. So I'll review that again, but let me just go ahead, put this right here. Let's cut one more square to put on that inside. All right. And let's just use the smaller ruler here. So I have a little bit more space. Bring this over, and I'm going to just trim it again. In fact, I should cut a whole bunch of these because the Santa fabric is just so darling. In fact, the Santa fabric would be fun to use with the buffalo plaid or any of the Christmas fabrics. I just love how vintage the Santa looks. Okay, there we go. And let's bring this down and trim that so it matches. Alrighty. Okay, so this is going, the Santa, we'll think of Santa as someone you don't see when he visits, right? So we're going to put the Santa right here. And this is going to be the fabric that you don't see. It's at the bottom of your layer here, all right? You're not going to see this. Sometimes I call this like the junk fabric. But let's turn this back over, and I'm going to show you the layers. All right, so let's go ahead and review this. Santa down on the bottom. We're putting a regular batting right on top of the Santa. We are now putting a piece of thermolam because this is going to be the side that you touch the hot item with. I am using the darker red buffalo plaid. Then we have layered our 4 pieces down. Should I show you one more time how to layer that? Let's go ahead and do that. Okay, I'm putting on the lighter layer. I have pressed these in a diagonal. You could also press them in a straight line, just a straight fold. Okay, we're gonna lay down our next color right here. And then all we do is sew around the circumference of this one time and it is done, unless you want to quilt it. If you want to quilt it, you would quilt it right at this stage right here. If you want that quilted, do an X right here, right with this layer right there. But I'm going to show you how to not quilt it because I think both ways look absolutely fantastic. Hold on, I'm sorry, you guys. Let's go ahead and just lay this down again. But I want you guys just to have all the options. My blog post has all the instructions on there. Has step out instructions for you so that if you don't remember it, you can go back and see it. Okay, so that's all layered again. I'm going to stick some pins in this so that it all looks good. But this is just a great, if there's some handmade gift that you'd like to give, but you don't want to go too crazy preparing too many big items, this is just a great way to do it. You could also use this to use up scraps of fabric and make hot pads for people for summertime cooking right now with their barbecues. And I'm going to just kind of layer it like this, and it will be just fine. I am going to switch out my quilting foot. So this is a time for me when I'm working with all these layers. I don't want such a narrow hole because it is going to maybe shift around. So I'm going to shift my foot, and I'm just going with the wider foot. Okay. No, this is not flannel, although I do have some flannel fabric like this. This fabric is cotton fabric. It's just a quilter's cotton, which is really fun to use. So, but I do have some that is, I think the red and black I still have in stock as flannel. This one I think is sold out. So, but I do have all of this for sale. And this is on such a good price right now. It's either maybe $4 or $6. I can't remember. Now, all we're going to do is sew around the circumference of this hot pad, and it is going to be complete. But we're going through lots of layers here, so we do want to kind of make sure that you're going a bit in because you do want to catch all of the layers. All right? So I'm going to go a little bit further in. So let's go ahead and just start right here. And we could also increase our stitch length. I do have a denim needle in, so I don't have to hopefully change a needle when I'm on a live. But you guys have seen that happen, huh? When I've broken needles on lives. And I'm just running that through. Okay, let's lift that up. Maybe another stitch or two. And bring this around. And once again, let's bring that over. And it's a good bit amount of layers, but you can do it. I mean, you don't need a walking foot. You don't need really anything. Let's bring that over again. And I'm being pretty generous with my seam allowance. Okay, and then one more time. Because I want to make sure I'm catching all those layers, and with using 2 layers of batting, it's quite a bit to go through. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and backspace my stitch. All right, let's go ahead and pull that off. It is finished, you guys. All we have to do is turn it inside out. Okay, the stitch length I used was like a 4. Good question, Jolene. Good question. Okay, if my computer sound is wrong, you guys, let me know. I would love to fix that. Okay, let's go ahead and turn this inside out. Let's take out our pins right here and let's check it out. Let me switch the camera view so you're back to the front. Okay, so we've sewn all these layers together. Here's what it looks like. Remember, we just did this like a folded box. The back side is one solid piece. These are the Santas that you are not going to see because hopefully we don't see Santa when he comes, right? You know, Luke still believed in Santa even through last year. He's my disabled adult son, and I finally told him because it just put so much pressure on me. I finally told him that Mom is Santa. Mom and Corey are Santa. He's 24, and I mean, I feel really bad, but you know, it's okay. Okay, I'm mitering my corners right there. See how I'm mitering the corners just when I turn it inside out? You could also trim off some of this excess fabric. as you're going along, because you can see how that fabric shifts. So I give myself a generous amount on the sides, but I think that looks good. I can trim off more later. Let's turn it inside out and see how it works. Okay, remember we wanted the red as our back side to grip the hot items. Okay, turn this inside out. When you're on live video, you always want to make sure that it's worked. But I love this because it's such a gift. It's a gift that I can, when we go to a family party, I can take these and share it with all of Corey's siblings. And, it's just something really fun and fast I can make. I'm going to use my point-to-point turner to go ahead and get into those corners. What tool do you guys use to get your points turned out? Okay, here we go. There's one. Here's another one. And here's the other one. And then we're going to press our layers. And remember, we could have quilted this so it had an X on this side. Let's go ahead and press this real fast. I'm going to just press it with my iron right here. And it really looks so pretty. I mean, it does. Doesn't that look great? And do you see how fast that went? And how fast it could be to make just a whole bunch of these? I mean, it's great, and it's great as like a little trivet to use. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me go ahead and turn off my ringer on that cell phone. But you can see how it's great as a trivet, and it's fun and bright and playful, and you could really use any kind of fabrics or any kind of thing just to use up those scraps or to do some fun things in there. You use a wooden skewer at the moment. A wooden skewer works. Sometimes a set of scissors that are my paper scissors that might not be as pointy, that are a little bit more blunt, I might use. I just always have my point-to-point turner, but yes, I agree with you. A small paintbrush, a chopstick. That's right. We do not have to buy all the things. We be resourceful and we take advantage of the things that we have. And one thing that we have around is a lot of fabric. So these are just great gifts to make. And remember, if you don't have thermolam, you don't need to buy thermolam. Get 2 layers of batting. Sometimes when you give gifts, people might not understand you can't microwave this. It's got thermolam in it. But anything works out great. So I just love pulling these out and having great memories of when I bought this fabric and what that fabric means to me. And I'm sure all the gifts and the things that I have shared and given to others. So I know, remember we made one of the long hot pads for Luke? The cookie sheet hot pad. So remember, this is a free pattern on Stitch Quilting website too. There's lots more, but we're going to do the soup bowl cozy, I think, on Wednesday. So that'll be another one that we do where it's the soup bowl cozy. So that's my plan for our Wednesday's post. But you can make coordinating ones. So remember, we made this for Luke. That was the Warriors fabric. It was the skinny, narrow one. So now I need to make him a couple of hot pads that match his fabric with that too. So anyways, okay, you guys have a really good day. Let me know in the comments what other fun, easy Christmas gift ideas would be fun to make for the holidays, or fun to just give as good gifts anyway. So think about ideas for that, and hopefully we can do like a series of other things. Be sure to, can you do a video on how to make the cozy for the plates? Oh, that would be fun. Deborah, that's a great idea. The cozy for the plates. Great idea. Let's do that. So we'll do the bowl cozy, but a cozy for the plate would be a great idea too. I like that idea. Boy, we could really do some fun things. Gosh darn it. Okay, keep coming up with good ideas. Yes, Lynette says she sews little rings in the corner for hanging. So yes, you could put a tab out here and then a ring on there, which would be a great idea and a great way to embellish these. A mug rug. Yep. Oh my gosh, you guys keep coming with more ideas. I love all the ideas. Okay, remember, I'll be back on Wednesday at noon, so be sure to subscribe and follow and like the video if you can, because then I can invite you to follow Stitches Quilting, and then and turn on your post notifications so you know when I go live for the next video. Anyways, I love you guys tons. I go live Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays at noon, and I'll be back on Wednesday. So I'll see you guys there. Hopefully I'll chat with some more of you guys. Tree ornaments. Yes. In fact, I've got a really fun tree ornament. Yeah, we gotta keep coming up with more ideas. Okay, you guys, have fun. I'll see you a little bit later, but keep posting the ideas. We'll see ya. Have a great day.